Hello friends! In this video you'll see how have the actors of the movie CSI Miami 2002-2012 changed. You'll know their real names and age. I will show you how they looked then and what's with them now in 2022. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! For Kelly Duquesne, Emily Proctor is a good friend of Eric with whom she works together at CSI and is an expert in ballistics. She is a bright and kind person who radiates a positive attitude, but at the same time doesn't allow herself to be fooled by criminals. Frank Tripp holds the rank of sergeant and regularly travels as part of a team to the scene of a murder. He has an unrestrained nature and hates to be given stupid answers. Prefers to work in a suit and always has a gun with him. He was portrayed by Lynn. Ryan Wolf is part of a CSI team and holds the position of a deceased Spittle. He has a rather calm nature and responsibly approaches his work, although sometimes he can be quick-tempered. He is an experienced geneticist. The role was played by Jonathan Togo. Eric Delco is Marisol's half-brother and also works on the same team as Horatio and holds the position of investigator. He is in good physical shape and often has to scuba dive, has a good nature and knows how to charm women. He was played by Adam Rodriguez. Alex Woods worked as a medical examiner for CSI and was on good terms with the entire team. Often carried away by work, she can begin to talk to corpses and address them quite gently. Has a strong maternal instinct. The role is played by Candy Alexander. Dr. Tom Lohman, Christian Clemenson, is working with CSI to perform the necessary autopsies and come up with reports on the victims. He is obsessed with his work and can even act a bit oddly at times. Tom doesn't like to be kept waiting or distracted from work. Horatio Kane, David Caruso, is the husband of Marisol and the father of Kyle Harmon, and also runs a crime lab and leads CSI on day shifts. He is a rather reserved person and basically doesn't let his emotions get the better of him, has a well-developed intuition. Walter Siemens, Omar Benson Miller, is a CSI employee who mainly works with evidence. He has a balanced and friendly personality. He can get along with everyone, but in particular he got along well with Cardozo, knows French very well, and is different also tall. Maxine Wellerer is part of the CSI team and focuses on DNA research, often shows carelessness and may not take into account the available evidence, which is why she creates problems for herself in her work, has pierced ears. The role was played by Bodie Bliss. Dan Cooper, Brandon Fair, collaborates with the CSI team but was originally a simple laboratory assistant. He got along well with colleagues, but only until he began to try to get the benefit of the work, sure that learned a lot about a person based on his playlist. Tyler Jensen works in a crime lab and assists the CSI team in investigating crimes. He is well versed in all technologies, including how to handle multimedia data well. At work, he always wears a white coat over his clothes. He was portrayed by Brian Todd. Team Spittle, Rory Cochrane, worked for CSI as a forensic scientist and often interacted with Eric, with whom he was on good terms. He doesn't like it when someone interferes with his work and can often become irritable because of this. He specializes in footprints. Michael Travers works with the CSI team wherein of trace analyst. In the service, he behaves rather reservedly and is not used to being distracted by something other than work, but at the same time he is not indifferent to his team, played by Christopher Redman. IAP Sergeant Rick Stadler has been with the Miami police station for over 15 years. He performed his duties well, but the lack of promotion affected him and began to commit illegal acts. Had a romantic interest in Yelena Salas, played by David Lee Smith. Jess Cardozo, Eddie Cibrian, works for CSI as an investigator. He has established himself as an excellent specialist who noticed small details and is not afraid of difficulties in his work, has a good nature, good concentration, and is respected among colleagues. Tara Price worked as a staff medical examiner for CSI. She looks quite sweet and is used to doing her job well without being afraid. Tara was addicted to pills that steal right at the workplace. Doesn't like when her act out being, played by Magdalene Echikenwalk. Sinclair Wells is among the employees of the crime lab, where she is listed as a technician. She mainly deals with documents, in particular their decoding. She knows how to interact with the team and behaves quite friendly. The role was played by Brooke Bloom. Detective Jake Berkley is part of the MDPD department, where his main profile is the fight against drug trafficking, but he can also investigate murders of theft jewelry. He often wears a pendant around his neck. The role is performed by Johnny Whitworth. Detective John Hagen, Holt McCallany, serves in the Miami Police Department, where he worked for a long time in tandem with Raymond. Work affected his psychological state, and also often he gave vent to emotions. Was in a romantic relationship with Calais. Megan Donner is a crime lab worker and has a good knowledge of trace. She has a responsible approach to business and reacts very sharply to cases where there are cases of death of children. Not accustomed to blindly rely on intuition. She was played by Kim Delaney. Kyle Harmon, Evan Ellingson, is the only son of Horatio Kane. He has a good disposition, but can show a temper and, if necessary, he can easily break the law. He is not used to shifting his problems onto others, and it's unacceptable for him to behave cowardly. Marisol Delco is Horatio Kane's sweetheart interest and is also related to Eric. She is a beautiful woman with dark curly hair and a slender figure, likes to wear elegant jewelry. Previously, she suffered from off-cancer tumor, played by Alana de la Garza. Taylor looks very feminine and attractive, but at the same time she is not used to dressing vulgarly or provocatively, and also doesn't use a lot of makeup. She rather calm personality and is generally a good-natured person. The role was played by Taylor Cole. Detective Adele Sevilla, Wanda de Jesus, works at the police station and has made numerous trips to crime scenes with the Kane team. She has shoulder-length dark hair and expressive brown eyes. Most often she likes to wear hoop earrings. Speaks excellent Spanish. State Attorney Rebecca Nevins, Christina Chang, assisted with by state Florida cases and was often assigned to juvenile defendants. At work, adheres to the dress code and wears suits and uses a small amount of makeup. She was fatally injured in the explosion. Natalia Bauster was originally sent as a mole to the CSI to tarnish their reputation, but then moved into a position as a DNA analyst and became more involved in homicide investigations. She was portrayed by Eva LaRue. Elena Salas, Sophia Milas, is the legal wife of Raymond and the mother of their son, initially working as a detective investigating murders, but subsequently opened her own private practice as a sleuth. She has attractive facial features and has curly long hair. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share it on social networks, like it, and of course subscribe to the channel.